Reading has always been for me a pleasure, an adventure, and an escape. When people ask why I got into elementary education, it's easy to reply, where else could I spend my days reading and talking about great stories? I was made for this job. I discovered this while sitting in the cramped children's section of my college library and opening a copy of Johnny Tremain. I hadn't thought of that book since I read it in 7th grade, but I was instantly transported back to that first encounter. I remembered every illustration. I became angry again over Dove's treatment of Johnny and felt the pain of his crippling accident. What incredible power books have! Other stories have had a similar effect on me. Winnie the Pooh and the House at Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne. The Sneetches and Other Stories, Happy Birthday to You, and Scrambled Egg Super by Dr. Seuss hold memories of bedtime reading with my mom. Later, we read most of L. Frank Baum's Wizard of Oz series from the same books she had read as a child. Now, Pooh is an undeniable classic, and Seuss is Seuss, fun but not great literature. Everyone loves Oz, but that's more about the movie than the book. The other Oz stories, such as Ozma of Oz, are just strange. So what made all of these so memorable that I'm writing about them almost 50 years later? Even now, I can feel Mom's arms around me as I lean back against her with the book in our laps. Her proximity, her voice, and her attention all tell me that at that moment I am the most important thing in her life. Small wonder that reading became something I enjoyed as a kid. It was about much more than the story. For me, and for many, a parent reading to a child builds a connection of love, companionship, and protection that lasts a lifetime. When my own kids came along, I couldn't wait to share with them the same experience. So once again, out came Winnie the Pooh and Dr. Seuss. To that we added Pat the Bunny and Peter Spire's Noah's Ark. Later we added Encyclopedia Brown, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Dark is Rising, Lloyd Alexander's Chronicles of an Assistant Pigkeeper, and many others. If middle school years hadn't brought more homework and other activities, I don't know when we would have stopped. I treasure the time spent, the small talk, and the shared stories. The best part of my classroom day is the time spent reading aloud to the class. I love to read Brian Jake's Redwall with all the appropriate voices. California's history comes alive in By the Great Horn Spoon by Sid Fleischman. The Christmas story comes through loud and clear in The Best Christmas Pageant Ever by Barbara Robinson. I love being the one to introduce an author and kindle excitement about books. I wish every parent could enjoy the bond with their child that I've had with mine, a relationship built on learning, laughter, and love. I would love for every child to know the wonder of stories, the model of a parent who values reading, and the gift of their time. It's not hard. Just sit down together and open a book.